Hey, you guys. TGIF is Friday. And y'all know what that means. It means FairyTale Friday. And for those who work on Monday through Friday, it means it's the last day of the week, for the weekend. And if you're in school, it means it's the weekend. For Black History Month, of course, we're gonna do some fairy tales. Well, these are myths, but myths and fairy tales are one and the same. It's African American read aloud stories, and tonight's story is called Discovery of Fire. So we're gonna throw Oreo Jr. over there with his friends, and we're gonna start. Scott, are you ready to learn how we discover fire?
Sure.
From Africa, the way they say we did. No Prometheus this time. One day, a hunter went into the forest in search of game. Far away from home, he spotted a magnificent bird with brilliant feathers and decided to chase it. I probably would have too. He ran after it, deeper and deeper into unknown parts until the bird soared out of sight. What shall I do now? He wondered. Go home or continue hunting? I would have went home. But what would y'all have done? Put it in the comment section. Then the hunter realized he was so far from his village that he could not easily retrace his steps. As he thought about what to do, he looked into the distant sky and saw something he had never seen before. A thin cloud rising straight up into the air. What could this be, he wondered. Of course, it was smoke, but the hunter had no name for such thing. He set off in the direction of this rising wisp of cloud. It seemed that he had gone many miles, but was getting no closer. The hunter did not know what a column of smoke may be visible from a great distance. When the sun disappeared, the hunter could no longer see the smoke. That means it's time to go home, sir. Okay? If you in the woods and you can't see nothing, it's time to go home. And you better be happy you ain't in the grim fairy tale woods, because it goes down there, okay? In the dark.
That's true.
Yeah. He could no longer see the smoke. But just as he was about to abandon his search, he spotted a strange light below the horizon. How strange, thought the hunter. Is it a fallen star? Now, people who have never experienced fire know nothing about artificial light, for without fire, it is impossible to burn a candle or a torch. But is it though? And I feel like these people have seen fire before that. If you have thunder and lightning, baby, you got some fire around there, because it'll hit the woods, honey, and light everything on fire. So I don't know. This is suspicious. They allegedly did not know about fire. It's alleged. So he went in the direction of this extraordinary sight to find out what it was. As he came closer, he noticed that the light, which actually was a flame, flickered and flashed with the brilliance of a star. But it's not at all like a star, he thought, for sparks and tongues shot up from it, and out of it issues a swirling cloud. When he approached it, he noticed that the fire gave off a strong heat which prevented him from touching it. Don't do it, sir. Don't do it. The hunter concluded that this must be the revelation of a powerful spirit. With considerable caution, he walked as near as he could to the flames and spoke the following. Greetings to you, great master. The sun has set. How do you fare? Scott, how do you fare? The fire responded to this courteous remark in a crackling voice. Welcome, traveler. That's what I feel like fire would sound like. Welcome, traveler.
Okay.
Yeah, period. I invite you to keep me company this night. Come closer. Keep yourself on. Don't get too close, sir. Okay. But first, you must provide me with wood, trees, shrubs, trunks, branches, reeds, and dry grass. You get a different kind of smoke if you put the right kind of dry grass on there, sir. We'll save that for 420. The astonished hunter set off to gather up all that he had been asked for. When he then tossed into the fireplace, or the fire piece by piece as he was instructed. As he fed the fire, he noticed that the flame increased in size very quickly. Okay, girl, you about to burn them woods down. Indeed, the more branches he added, the larger the blaze became. You too have need of food, said the fire. Look behind you at this moment. The hunter did so and saw a hare sitting nearby, staring at the fire, seemingly transfixed by its glow. Girl, normal rabbits run. Okay, normal rabbits be out of there. When they see lights come on, they be like, "This is a human trying to fry me up." Okay, trying to do some salt and pepper rabbit wings. Quickly, the man fitted a bow into his arrow, or put an arrow in his bow and let it fly. Once he had skinned his unalive prey, the hunter prepared to eat it raw. Maybe they didn't have fire, because as was his custom. But the fire stopped him with the following words: "Come here, young man, and cook your food so that you may savor its fragrance and enjoy its taste. Meat is more delicious when it is roasted." Period. Never having heard the word roast, the hunter had no idea what to do. Following further instructions from the fire, he learned that he could skewer the meat until the blade of his spear. When he had eaten the cooked meat, he promised himself that never again would he eat raw meat. Period. It's like going from coach to first class. Once you get up to the first class, you be like, I'm not going back there. I can't. I don't know. You sit in that first class lounge, honey, and you be like, I'll just walk. I'll just walk wherever I need to go. Anyway, he was also determined to find a way to take the fire back to the village with him. Light, warmth, and roasting were now three comforts he could now no longer do without. Y'all put in the comment section comforts you can't do without, because there are a few I can't do without. Scott, what comforts can't you do without? I need AC in the end. Yeah, we need AC, child. We starting to get old, and it's important. What else, Scott? That's all you got? I think that's the only one I got. I would say Starbucks too, but
Why not?
Yeah, throw it on there. The hunter summoned up his courage and made an offer to the fire. "If you allow me to take you back to my village, I promise to keep you very well fed and to look after you for as long as I live," said the man. However, the fire politely and quite firmly declined his offer. It's like, I heard your house nasty.
Wow.
Well, that's word on the curb. "It is impossible for me to travel, so I must forbid it. Such an act would be extremely dangerous, not only for you, but for all other living creatures and for the land." Leave it alone, sir. "Better that I stay here where the gods have placed me. Although you must never attempt to take me away, you are always welcome to come here whenever you wish to warm yourself, to feed me, and to roast your meat." I'll be like, well, me and the village are gonna come, and we are just gonna live around this fire. Period. You ain't gotta bring it to the village, baby. Bring the village to it. What are we doing? We're not thinking. We're not putting on our thinking caps. "One more thing," said the fire. "Never tell anyone about my existence, for they might find me and steal me." The man honored the fire's wishes, and that night he rested cozily near the fire. This man got a whole wife. You cheating on your wife with fire, sir? In the morning, he rose fresh and rested and bid the fire farewell. "Goodbye to you, fire, and thank you. I shall be glad to come back one day." The hunter eventually found his way home. Upon his arrival, he gave his wife that he left for the night and had him a warm and cozy fire with some roasted meat. She over there eating raw meat and she cold. Sir, you should have went and got your wife. Anyway, upon his arrival, he gave his wife some of the roasted hare, which he so enjoyed out in the forest. This act of generosity, however, turned out to be a terrible mistake. Yeah, you introducing her to It's a whole new world, sir. For having tasted the succulent cooked meat, the woman asked for more. Consequently, the man was obliged to go back again to visit the fire. There, he not only made himself comfortable and warm, but also roasted meat for himself and his wife. The fire was not only accommodating, but was happy to have the hunter's company. In return, the hunter willingly fed the flame with dry sticks and branches. Gradually, he learned how to keep the fire burning nicely with big logs and how to rekindle it with dry leaves when he was absent for a long time and found it smoldering in the ashes. In time, the hunter's wife told a friend about her husband's long absences. Sir, you spend the night with the fire, you cheating on her. And of course, she's going to be like, girl, I don't know where he be at night. You did this to yourself, sir. And the delicious meat he brought home. She probably thought he had an OnlyFans. This aroused the friend's curiosity, so he decided to follow the hunter the next time he went into the forest. He kept behind the hunter at a safe distance until he saw the wisp of welcoming smoke and then the fire. As darkness fell, the spy creeped up closer and closer to see what the hunter was up to. Following his usual routine, the hunter placed branches and logs on the fire before settling down for the night's sleep. You still over here sleeping with the fire, sir, and not going home to that woman? Of course she sent a private investigator to follow you. That's all this person is a PI. After he dozed off, the friend silently drew near. He took hold of a branch poking out from under the fire and ran off with it, unaware that he was leaving behind a trail of growing sparks, of course. The thief also was unaware that the flame at the top of the burning branch, was eating through the wood. Suddenly, he let out a loud shriek, for the fire had burnt his hand. You knew this, sir. Immediately, he dropped the branch and, in great pain, ran home. He had not gone far, however, when he heard a roaring sound behind him. Turning around, he saw that he was being followed by tall flames, many larger than the cozy fire fed by the hunter. Screaming with terror, the man ran even faster. Sir, you not gonna beat a forest fire. Sorry. As the fire spread over the savannah, it devoured everything in its path: the grass, the shrubs, and even entire trees. A massive curtain of flames seemed as if it were set the sky on fire. If it would set the sky on fire, sorry, y'all. And even threatened to devour the stars. The fire easily caught up with the fleeing man, completely surrounding him with a ring of flames. That's what you get, sir. As he watched the fire continue to burn, he noticed that it never returned to any of the places it had already burned. And so he was able to save himself by jumping onto a piece of scorched earth. The fire continued to spread until it finally came to a halt by a river. Villagers along the fire's path had managed to save themselves by jumping into the river, but their homes and food supplies were destroyed. Fire tried to warn you. The fire tried to warn you. Once the fire had burnt itself out, the people cautiously returned to inspect the damage and to wonder at this terrible and mysterious disaster. While searching in the rubble for something to eat, they found some food that had not been completely burnt. And when they ate it, they discovered it tasted better than the raw meat they used to eat. Ain't no turning back. Ain't no turning back. Like that first class, ain't no turning back, baby. They also discovered that their clay pots, instead of being destroyed in the fire, had been baked hard and were now more durable than they had been before. But what of the hunter and the original fire he had so carefully tended? No sooner had the new fire begun to rage than the hunter awoke. He was horrified at the sight ahead of him. Meanwhile, the first fire burned on as before, gently consuming the logs that the hunter provided for him. The fire began to speak. The destruction you see in front of you is the result of a man attempting to steal me. Now you can see what happens when a fire is removed from its resting place. Here I am obedient. Beyond, I turn into a monster. That sounds like me. Destroying everything in my path. But I can also help you create beautiful, useful things. I can bake your clay pots. I can roast your prey. I can fire and forge metals. When treated with respect, I am man's most valuable friend. Period. Y'all better heed Smokey the Bear. Period. Okay. The end. And they all lived happily ever after. Period. Okay. So with that, what did you guys learn from this story? Put it in the comment section. Scott, what did you learn from this story?
You gotta respect fire.
You gotta put some respect on fire's name, honey. It's not here to be played with. Okay. What I learned is don't steal. Sometimes people be stealing stuff and don't even know. I think somebody stole the whole diamond and then ended up unalived. Don't be stealing stuff, especially if you don't know nothing about it. You over there thinking, oh my God, this is gonna be great. I can get what they got. And you don't know what they really got. Okay. So don't be stealing. Don't steal something unless you know it. Just don't steal. Period. Okay, Scott, do you have anything else?
No, that was it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do a turn and burn, and we gotta come back because Scott is nosy about this book. So we're gonna conclude this storytelling time of our Fairy Tale Friday. Let me grab Oreo Jr. His glasses then fell off. So guys, from wherever we are thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Let's start there. We enjoyed having you, and we hope that you enjoyed your time with us. From wherever we are to wherever you are, peace, love, happiness. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Check out some other videos. And with that, skinnamarink-a-dinky-dink. We'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all.
Bye.